Turn 2, they are making their way over to you. Make some noise, wave your hands, wave the glow sticks around, and let them know you're cheering them on. We've got 26 high rollers, but only one is hitting the ultimate jackpot here tonight. It's time to double down. It's time to raise the stakes. And it is time to go all in with High Limit Racing. Back into rows of 2 behind the John Day Ute. And the lights are out on top of the Ute. Perth Motorplex. We got them racked. We got them stacked. And we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green.
Down to turn 1. High Limit International version 2 starts and Dayne Kingshott straight to the lead in car number 2 as they work to the back straight for the first time, and it's yellow for a spinner down here, and it's Brad Maiolo in the LJM Australian Produce Brokers car number 77. And for Dayne Kingshott, he'll be ruining that. What a start for the Cricky Motorsports number 2.
And the opposite for Kofoid as he was back to 3rd right there. So it was a bad start for Kofoid, a great start for Kingshott. Here is a look at the replay of what tangled up the 77 of Brad Maiolo. Going down to the corner, he's going to be on the right side of our screen. Not exactly seeing him. Looks like we might not have caught it. We'll try and see if we got a different angle of it. But the 2-time Maddington Toyota Sprint Car Series champion is parked in turn 1. No damage. Looks like he will rejoin at the tail end of the field.
19th before that spin. So down the bottom of the field of this 26-car grid has Ryan Lancaster and Aaron Chircop as the promoter's choice. The provisional, if you will, for tonight's High Limit International. How about that start from the Cricky Hot Rod? The Mobile 1, number 2. Cricky Motorsports car, daring to dream. Tell you, it'll be a party if they can take home the 110 tonight.
That will be a huge toast party, I think, over at the stage if he pulled that one off. I think the entire grandstand might make their way over there.
Kim Buswell watches on left-hand side. The main man on the James McFadden car. Let's try it again. Restart time in the High Limit International. Kofoid and Kingshott green.
Kingshott gets another good start. He's going to show the way into turn number 1. Kofoid tries to roll around the bottom. It's not going to work out. Kingshott with the lead down the back straightaway. Kyle Larson, he dispatches of Corey Day quickly. He's into the 3rd spot and sizing up Buddy Kofoid as Kingshott leads lap number 1.
And does it comfortably. Kofoid swings up and down the inside as Larson hugging the curve to the middle of turn 2. Goodyer doing the same on Corey Day down the back straight. So the Americans trying to stay with the Cricky Motorsport car as he leads the end of lap 2.
Buddy Kofoid, a close call, driving around the outside of Kyle Larson, turns him aside, hanging on to that 2nd spot. Close call back behind. Jock Goodyer nearly clipped the left rear on Corey Day. They race for the 4th spot. Once again, Larson takes a peek underneath of Buddy Kofoid. Can't make the pass off at turn number 4. We are 3 laps into the High Limit International feature event.
32 remain in car with Corey Day heading down the back straight with the American who runs back in position number 4. Larson ahead in the Slam 1K, but it's Dayne Kingshott that leads. We're coming up to lap traffic already, and Buddy Kofoid's got himself back into the groove. The Toyota-powered number 7 is on the charge after the Bunbury Toyota number 2.
Kofoid's got to be careful. Missed the bottom on the exit of turn number 2. Got the car up in the slick and spun the tires. That allows Kyle Larson to close in. He looks down low into turn number 1. Larson switches up the line as Kofoid appears to be closing back in on Kingshott, and Kingshott is closing in on the back of the field. Ryan Lancaster and Jack Williamson up ahead. This race will be won or lost in lap traffic back.
So less than 6 laps in the books. We've caught Ryan Lancaster in a slowing car on the exit, and it's Brad Maiolo again. So more dramas. I think he's got damage on the right rear of the 77.
There was a wheel cover that I saw bouncing around right here in front of us off of turn number 4. I'm not sure if that was off his car or not, but there was a wheel cover that I saw was off the car. Maybe he hit the wall over here. And you can see a right front flat tire for Brad Maiolo.
So a spin for the 2-time Maddington Toyota Series champion. The gloves are off. He was starting down the field on the restart in 26th position. FloRacing replay. So we watch Kingshott coming up to the lap cars and happened by this point. So whether he made wall contact.
You can just, feels like you're spinning the tires forever down the straightaway if you get out of it. Coming back to green.
29 remaining, double file restart in front of the packed Perth Motorplex crowd. Into one, this time Kofoid takes the lead. Here comes Dayne Kingshott once again. Plenty of speed, and look at Goodyer in the third position. Larson in fourth spot just behind. Goodyer tries to make it 3 wide through turn number 4. The Kofoid leads the lap.
That was a close call between him and Kingshott rolling into turn number 1. Goodyer can put that cars number 1 and 2. Here comes Kingshott, tries a slider, comes up short. Kofoid leads the lap.
So watch Goodyer, who's closing in now. The Australians running second and third, with Larson, Macedo, Brad Sweet and Callum Williamson. Corey Day, his teammate, is now Goodyer, goes to the inside of the Cricky Motorsport number 2. Kingshott back into second, while Kofoid just starts to ease away, liking the look of this 22.
One driver on the move is Macedo. He cracks into the top 5. He's got by Corey Day. He's got by Callum Williamson. Battle for second once again as Goodyer took a little peeky poo underneath the 2 of Kingshott. Couldn't quite make the move. Up front, it is Buddy Kofoid. His lead about 10 or 15 car lengths over the number 2 of Dayne Kingshott, but they're within about 3 laps from catching the back of the field.
24 remaining now for the Californian who won on Boxing Night. He's clean swept all qualifying nights here so far. Kingshott runs in second, the gap 1.1 seconds, but it's brewing for second and third. Larson hanging out there in fourth position. There's a challenge starting to brew now for the fourth position as they come down into turn number 1 with 23 remaining.
Keeping an eye on the lap times, and I'll tell you, Kingshott's been the faster car when it comes to the speeds on the track. The yellow flag is out. Don't see any cars spun, at least from our point of view here. Potentially some debris on the track.
Now, recovery crew already powering down the merger freeway, the work zone, to go looking for it. We believe it's on the main straight here. It's about to get serious once again. We saw a quick glimpse of Jeff Kendrick and Brodie Kostecki looking on down on the infield. We're back at the restart with Kingshott on the bottom, Kofoid on top, and Goodyer pounces on the way down the Opal Finance main straight. Stays at the top of the speedway. Kingshott throws one at Kofoid, and here comes the 1K.
Kyle Larson takes over the third position from Goodyer and sets his sights in on the number 2 of Kingshott. Here comes Macedo. Mentioned it right before that last caution. He's made his way to the top 5. Might get by Larson here. Larson up the racetrack right in front of Macedo and Callum Williamson. Larson maintains the 4th spot.
He climbed over the car in front, in fact, of the 1K. So we'll keep an eye on that. Past the speed shot with 21 laps remaining in tonight's main event.
I'll tell you, Kingshott definitely... Oh, car to the wall. It's McFadden. He's riding the wall and keeps on going for now. And we're going to have to draw the yellow as McFadden has got some serious damage at the front end.
And that is going to hurt Macedo. He just got 2 cars as that yellow came out for James McFadden, who's heading towards the work zone. And Ryan Lancaster also slowing.
He's just got to get by a couple of these guys, including Larson and Goodyer. The green flag comes back out. Kingshott, very good restart on the inside.
Better on the inside. This time Kofoid covers him off instantly at the bottom as he hugs the bottom.
Oh.
And around the outside is Kyle Larson. Supreme once again. He's going for Buddy Kofoid. Someone has lit the fire in the Slam 1K and he takes the lead.
Kyle Larson, when the big money's on the line, you know he's going to come to play. Wow, what a lane change into turn number 1 for Kyle. Here comes Kingshott off the bottom. Turns it down the hill. Pulls up next to Kofoid. He'll look for the race lead into turn number 3. Kingshott on the racetrack can't get there in time, and Kyle Larson leads this time.
Hasn't this race come alive all of a sudden with 19 laps remaining? Kofoid covers off Kingshott, who's back on the inside, and Cole Macedo is going to be next on the scene in the Intimidator Boats entry. Car number 40 dives down the speedway as they come through to complete a lap. Larson back in front as he did in 2024.
And Cole Macedo's making up a lot of ground on the bottom of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, looking back up front, does Kingshott have a car to contend with the Schlam number 1K? It looks like the answer is yes. They are running very identical lap times as they came across the line. He's going to have to wait and pounce when they get to the lap traffic. Kofoid not out of this yet, as there's a slide from Goodyer. He can't make the pass on Corey Day.
First, second, and third in that shot through the final turn. This time, 16 laps remaining. Larson continues to lead. Lap traffic maybe 1 or 2 laps away still in front of the packed back straight here, the Triple M back straight at the Perth Motorplex, as he starts to inch closer to the 1K out of turn 4.
A mistake right there from Larson. Got the car tight right front, went almost into the wall. That allows Kingshott to close in. Larson hooks the cushion again. Dayne Kingshott with a run down the back straightaway. He'll look to the inside in turn number 3. Change for the lead up front, and it's the West Australia that takes the top spot away off of turn 4.
No, he doesn't. It just switches over. This is a fascinating race to watch out in front. and he's closer now for that lap traffic. But watch the 7 car behind of Buddy Kofoid. We're coming up to the first of the lap cars. It'll be Taylor Milling in the Kalgoorlie case and drill entry, car number 25. Larson pounces on the bottom, puts a lap car between himself and Kingshott.
One car hits the wall right in front of your race leader. That was Jason Kendrick as Kingshott gets held up by Taylor Milling. He'll have to dispatch of him quickly into turn number 3. He will do just that as Larson is still right there in front of him. Just 4 car lengths ahead as they roll back into turn 1. Corey Day appears to be coming back to life, Matt.
He's back in 4th position with Cole Macedo running behind. Jock Goodyer has dropped back to 6th position now. Larson with 2 or 3 cars ahead of him now. Kingshott needs to reel him in. Corey Day is flying. Corey Day is on the move around the outside of Buddy Kofoid.
And Larson's in a pickle here. He's got 2 cars side by side in front of him. He's going to try and go by 2 of them in one fell swoop. He'll get by Kendrick. He'll get by Williamson. Now Kingshott's got to do the same. He's on the back bumper of Larson in turn number 1. Dayne Kingshott will not go away from the Schlam number 1K. 10 laps to go at Perth Motorplex.
Lap traffic didn't help Kingshott. They come up to Aaron Chircop as they stay up the top of the Perth Motorplex. It'll be 9 remaining now, looking to go back-to-back in the High Limit International Series. But Dayne Kingshott is not done, and there's plenty of traffic ahead still.
Larson's got to be careful. His car is extremely tight. You see it right there. He's into the wall again. That should allow Kingshott to close in. Corey Day is absolutely a factor in this win. Around the outside comes the number 3. He's on the back bumper of Kingshott down the back straightaway. Payday to the inside. He'll take second. He's closing in on Kyle Larson.
Got him. Kingshott pulls out side by side, so he's not done with him yet. And traffic ahead. 7 remaining for Larson. Corey Day is charging in the number 3, the Californian, going after Kyle Larson. Down to turn 3. Has Dayne Kingshott run out of noise here, perhaps, with these 2 ahead? Corey Day just reeling in that 1K.
6 laps to go. Corey Day to the inside. They're side by side for the race lead. Kyle Larson bangs it off the cushion, takes it back away down the back straightaway. Day's 5 car lengths behind. Larson on the defense, having to run the slider line. He gets into the cushion, right behind Rico Abreu down the front straightaway. Corey Day gonna look to the inside. Kingshott out of it yet. They almost get together in turn number 2. Here comes Kingshott. He's trying to be in the mix as well.
Abreu 17th position and is playing a part in this role. With 4 laps to go, Kingshott can see these cars getting bigger in front of him. He needs to clear Abreu. Hasn't done it still. Corey Day needs to get firing here. Kisses the wall once, twice, 3 times on the exit of turn 2. Time is running out with 3 remaining.
Can Corey Day get there? Larson, he's going to get held up right there. Dayne is back knocking down the front straightaway. Larson goes to the middle. Might be a little bit of rubber right there in the middle of turn 1. Corey Day hard in the wall in turn 2. Keeps his foot in the throttle. He's still right there. Rico Abreu blows up right in front of Larson, collects Kingshott, and we go yellow.
What is going on here? Rico Abreu, the fire has gone out in the Doney Hotshots to Candelo Steel City, number 24. If you're in shock, you're joining us as well. How good was that at the front? And it puts us with 3 laps remaining. Abreu, who was 17th and about to go a lap down in the process. Here's a replay from Corey Day. He would have hit the wall a dozen times in the last couple of laps. 1, 2, 3. This car's got to have damage. That was when the engine let go on the 24. Just as Day was around the outside.
Definitely appears like there could be a little bit of rubber in turn 1. We saw Larson there the last 3 or 4 laps kind of running the middle on entry. Or can Corey Day or Dayne Kingshott get there? The green flag is out and Day does not get a very good restart.
No, Larson went early as well. He's gone. And now Day has Kingshott. There was smoke from the back of Kingshott. I was worried about on the restart. Is that an engine going from the number 2?
Kingshott is still up to speed for now as Kyle Larson's lead is growing, and it is growing rapidly with 2 laps to go. And Kingshott, Day just blew the right rear. This race ain't over yet. Corey Day just blew a right rear down the front straightaway.
It popped right in front of us, and we'll go yellow once again with 2 laps remaining.
And Kingshott is still smoking. Kingshott's car has been smoking. You mentioned it before that last yellow.
When he gassed it before the restart, there was a hint of blue smoke from the back of the car. Kingshott, it didn't get going on the restart. And can you believe Corey Day, after hitting the wall a dozen times at least, has popped the right rear, Tony?
Yeah, I actually can believe that, Matt. I'll tell you this, he didn't just pop the right rear. I'm standing down here in the infield. I'm going to wave at you guys so you at least know where I'm at. And there's a piece of the carcass of that right rear Hoosier tire all the way down here. It landed just on the inside lane of the work area pavement down here.
Amazing.
And I mean, it's crazy how physical guys like Larson and Day have been with their race cars, banging them off the outside retaining wall with that right rear wheel and tire. We've said it all day, it's a heartbreaker to see anything happen to anybody that takes them out of contention here. Corey Day, though, you can't say that it wasn't for lack of trying as the cars come to a stop now down on the bike track on the inside of the oval here on the front straightaway.
And I wonder if there'll be chunks of debris all the way down that straight as well. There's the tire is incredible. How much that detonated on the main straight.
Yeah, very curious as to what that smoke is off the Cricky Motorsports 2, and we go red as it looks like a fuel stop upcoming here.
Look at the inside, that right rear tire.
Wow. We'll see if Larson's has something similar to that.
Has that been rubbing on the Nerf bar, perhaps?
It could be. Yes, I mean, if these guys are hitting the wall that many times, could have pushed the Nerf bar back. We saw on Corey's car.
Yep, right there.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, so the Nerf bar pushed back into the right rear. That's what's causing the smoke off the 2. And at this point, you just got to go for it with 2 laps to go. And there's McFadden. McFadden's helping him out. And they're going to try and peel that Nerf bar off the right rear. So that is going to be a huge help to Kingshott here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you guys have to see this. There's been a massive. I'm going to see if Tyler can get over here and show us this. Tyler, check out the just complete rub on that inside of the right rear tire where the Nerf bar got knocked in. Chris Mitchell called it out to me after he made contact with Reek Waver. So it's an absolute miracle that this right rear has not imploded. James McFadden is down here with the spanners and the wrenches helping out. Well, spanners and wrenches, that's redundant, isn't it? He's down here helping these guys out, clear the bodywork away from the side of the number 2 of Dayne Kingshott, but I cannot believe that right rear tire has held on to this point. I mean, it is completely grooved in on probably the inner 2, maybe 3 blocks of that right rear Hoosier tire.
And you saw them also drilling holes in the headers there. I mean, it looked like the pipes were pushed in as well from where he had gotten into Rico.
Yeah,
so trying to get some...
They are. You can see it. I hope Tyler's bringing you guys image. Look at that. You can see scars, scrapes, and dents on the headers coming out of the right side of Kingshott's Mobile 1 number 2. So that's what James was doing, helping drill some holes into that to make sure that pressure doesn't build up and that engine's able to continue to operate at least as close to full ability as possible. But wow, crazy wrinkle in this race down here as everybody's checking over all of their everybody's checking their rear tires down here to make sure they may not be the next victim before the end of this thing.
Same work going on down here with the 1K of Kyle Larson, who leads. We're under a yellow here while teams go to work on the car. Larson, who pounced at that last restart to take the lead in the Schlam 1K for Jason Pride Motorsport, leads the race with 2 laps to go. Could he go home with back-to-back victories? In the High Limit International, Dayne Kingshott, Buddy Kofoid, and Luke Oldfield, who continues to claw up the field. He could be tonight's Smoky with 2 remaining.
Surely the message has been relayed to Kyle Larson that the closest 2 challengers both have damage, as Kofoid has the nose wing askew and the 2 of Kingshott. He's got multiple problems, including a right rear with half the tread missing. He's got the headers pushed in. It looked like there might have been some right side wing panel damage on him as well.
They've swapped the nose wing down here on Kofoid, Chase. They've popped a new nose wing on it. It was Kim Buswell and the number 1 Grady crew coming in to help assist. Remember, it's Kim Buswell, father of Buddy Kofoid's crew chief Dylan Buswell. So with McFadden and Brady out of this race, the family affair is able to calm down. Father's able to help son a little bit here. But wow, that stop to make sure everybody was okay and get some fuel in them. This is a moment of the races we don't normally get to see, these quick changes and repairs taking place. Often you don't need to see this many repairs happening, but I think the P in Perth Motorplex is for physical. That's the kind of racing we've had here tonight.
Yeah, let's get physical. That's a good song. That maybe that could be the new song of Perth Motorplex. I mean, it is elbows up around this place. I just still cannot believe that moment when Dave bounced off the wall. You thought, oh man, he's going to lose so much ground. No, he somehow bounced off the wall and kept catching up to Kyle Larson. Absolutely unbelievable. As sounds like we've got a shot here from the 2 car of Kingshott getting into Rico as he was blowing up. And that is what caused that Nerf bar to get pushed back into the right rear tire. That's what caused the headers to get smashed in. And I mean, what's he supposed to do? I mean, Rico did everything he could to get out of the way.
Chase just got word from Toby Balboa, and I like to joke with him, but Sprint Car Hub is an incredible, I think it's maybe the world's leading content source for sprint car media, sprint car specific media. Toby does a fantastic job with it. He was up near the 1K of Kyle Larson. He was able to come back and share with me that Kyle was talking to Trevor Canales, longtime friend and car chief, on that number 1K out here. He was quick to ask Trevor, what's my launch been like? How have my restarts been? What do I need to do there? He wants to know what Trevor thinks of the launches and how he could be better and, be able to defend a little bit more strongly. And he wanted to know who's behind me. So don't think for a second Kyle Larson is just getting ready to push in the clutch and get this thing home for the last, 2 or 3 laps. He is very aware of the talent here in Western Australia. He needed to know who was behind him before they got away from the car and restarted this field. He's thinking about every facet of this race late in the stages.
And what could possibly that man be thinking as he just nearly bent it down there in the third corner, but he's going to get a second chance at it. He's on the back bumper of potentially the world's greatest race car driver, at least at this point in time. And he's got a chance to upset him and deny him from a second straight high-limit international victory.
So Cole Macedo and Luke Oldfield highway coding each other there on the back straight, trying to work out where they need to be. On our screens, it should have Macedo ahead. Wait for that corrected order in just a moment. With Oldfield tucked in behind the top 3. It's got Oldfield headed Macedo now on our screen. So this is a big chance for Luke Oldfield for 11th position on the grid for Pete Motorsport. While you can't take your eyes off the stuff at the front, we have someone sneaking up on the top 3. Larson, Kingshott and Buddy Kofoid, the top 3, with just 2 laps remaining, 1 kilometre of competition in High Limit International.
Guys, I just can't get over how grooved down the inside of that right rear tire of Dayne Kingshott's machine is. I mean, that's unbelievable that he's been able to nurse it around the track as long as he did after that incident with Rico. Keep one eye at least, keep half an eye, keep a quarter of an eye on that right rear tire of Kingshott, because I think that might just have the most drama here with 2 to go.
It's Larson, Kingshott, Kofoid, Oldfield, and Macedo. The top 5, Larson early on and in turn number 3. We get underway. A great restart for Kingshott through the rubber off of turn number 4. He's still with Larson with just 2 laps to go.
He went with him this time and he's challenging for the lead. The Cricky Motorsport car goes after the 1K, taps the wall for a split second. Watch him bomb it down the inside. Kingshott goes for Larson with 1 remaining here at the Motorplex.
1 lap to go. Larson through the middle in turn number 1. Kingshott's got to try and make a miracle happen here on the final corner. Down the back straightaway and into Schlamp turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. It's 2 years in a row at High Limit International for Kyle Larson. Dayne Kingshott second, Kofoid third, Macedo fourth, and Oldfield in 5th.
2 laps to determine it, and Larson wins back-to-back in the High Limit International by just half a second from Kingshott. Buddy Kofoid finishes 3rd. Macedo got Oldfield at the end for 4th. Carson Macedo sneaking up into 6th position. No denying this guy. He was quiet the last 2 nights, much like it was in 2024. But when it counts, Kyle Larson is there. And the 1K goes back-to-back at the Perth Motorplex and is $110,000 richer for it.
He was a non-factor for the last 2 nights, but as Matt just mentioned, that doesn't matter. When it is time, he shows up. There is car owner Jason Pride as he has taken his ride to victory lane of Australia's biggest race 2 straight years as Larson burns it down in the infield. He is pumped about this one. You really don't see Kyle do too many burnouts when it comes to the sprint car stuff that much anymore. But you can tell this one means a lot, especially after all the craziness, that incredible race that we just saw, having to muscle that car around the top of the racetrack. He is absolutely jacked, but you have to give credit to Dayne Kingshott. He has been talking about it all week long. He wants to go race in the States. He wants to be out there and prove to those guys that he can do it. I think after this weekend, he has proved, and hopefully somebody can give him a shot out there next season because he certainly deserves it.
He's absolutely ready to go over the USA after winning the Madsen Toyota Series back-to-back. He's been WA state champion, but it's this guy. Once again, reigning NASCAR Cup Series champion for Hendrick Motorsports over in the States. He won the Chili Bowl to start off 2025. He contested the Indianapolis 500 as well earlier this year. And caps off 2025 in style for Jason Pride Motorsport. The Slam 1K is victor in 2025 at the High Limit International here at the Perth Motorplex. You're more than welcome to come onto the track now, incidentally, folks, through the pit gates if you can, and be part of these celebrations, which will be absolutely incredible soon. Of course, the after-race concert down in the paddock area, which will go well into the night. But Kyle Larson up on the top wing. It feels like 2024, but it's not. It's back-to-back victories for Young Money in 2025.
You saw Trevor Canales there. Lecrucci, there he is right there in the black sweatshirt back behind. Has wrenched this car to victory 2 years in a row at this event. And boy, oh boy, did we just see an incredible feature event. There's Gavin Migro with the handshake. Jason Pride comes in as the car owner. And Kyle Larson is about to talk to Tony Laporta as a High Limit International winner once again.
His team owner, Jason Pride, comes down with the American flag. Larson comes down off the top of this back-to-back High Limit International victorious Schlam number 1K. The crowd assembles here on the front straightaway. The winner's neckband. He'll get the medallions. He'll put the Perth Motorplex hat on. The Perth Motorplex ambassadors deck him out. And he'll make his way around to the front of the car. And to all of you Perth Motorplex fans, here he is, your winner, Kyle Larson! Feels like a very strange repeat of last year. I'm just going to get out and ask you, where were you the last 2 nights?
About where I was the first 2 nights of last year, too. So, just can never count yourself out. As much as you want to doubt things and blame it on rust or blame it on, probably the longest windless, drought I've had in my career, all that. So just proud of, Trevor, Jason Pride, everybody on this car for, giving me great equipment and never, quitting to work on it. So just, had to execute there and feel like I did that. I don't know if I was the fastest at times, but when I had to step up and hammer it, you were able to do that lead, and then you make okay decisions there at the end. I thought, ripping the wall was going to be, where it was at, but I don't know, just sitting like we did under that red, if it just, cooled the top lane down and then just latched the rubber even more, So, Dayne surprised me a little bit, but, was able to move down and make the right decision on that last lap.
I mean, you do such a good job at breaking down a race. We could probably stand here for an hour and go over the whole thing, but let's just start at the very beginning. You have a great start. You get shot out of a cannon, and then I think it's around lap probably 11 or 12. I think it was the yellow flag for McFadden's incident. You have a great restart. What changed with you? What changed with this car? What did you guys do over the last 2 days to make this thing noticeably faster tonight?
Yeah, I think my car had decent speed, the first couple nights. I just didn't execute, the complete nights to put yourself in position to win, and then you would make mistakes and during the races, and I made a few throughout that race, but it's a longer race, it's a lot of attrition, and you just got to mentally stay in it and mentally make the right decisions, and that's what you were able to do this week and just build to this point. So it feels great to win again. Awesome to win in front of an amazing crowd, as always, in Australia. You guys are some of the best sprint car fans in the world, and it's always a pleasure to come down here and get to race in front of you guys. I've never seen so many kids at the racetrack, too. There's hundreds of kids down here, and that's what we need in racing, and especially sprint car racing. So it's awesome to see, and just can't say thank you enough.
I couldn't agree more. The fans here at Perth Motorplex, from the youngsters we see in front of us to the older crowd walking around, they are some of the most attentive and just passionate and understanding of what's going on every part of the night, race fans I've ever been around. Let's talk about this right rear wheel and tire. I think it probably wants to kick your ass after the beating you gave it there towards the last third of that main event. When you're banging that thing off the concrete around the Perth Motorplex, do you think you're at Tulare? And also, how much do you worry about that being too physical on this thing? Does that ever creep into your mind?
No, it definitely does. And like when I got to the lead, I was just trying to back my wheel spin down to take care of my tires and not blister them. I'd been blistering them pretty bad. And then I wasn't sure if it would take rubber, so I just wanted tread. And then, Dayne slid me. And then I had to kind of get up on the wheel. And that was right when we were catching traffic anyway, so it was tough to do that. But I was able to find a little bit more pace. But then, with the pace, then you're getting, more, leaning into the cushion or the wall and just kind of dragging it around the whole track. So, there was laps I got it good, and most laps I did not. But that's what makes Perth Motorplex just the best racetrack in the world. This is quickly become my favorite track, and I think everybody can agree. This place puts on the best racing, and you guys are spoiled. To have this in your backyard, and it's just a pleasure to come here. It's a long day of traveling, but it's well worth it when you get to race on a track surface like this, and in a facility like this, and then in front of great race fans.
You've got a long day of travel ahead of you. In just a few hours, we're boarding a plane to go all the way back to the U.S. You're going to be heading to the Tulsa Expo Center, where they're going to be able to watch live coverage of all of the Tulsa Shootout on FloRacing. Hey, before you get out of here, I was mistaken. I thought they were putting a winner's medallion on you. Flip that thing around here for me. I have no idea. I know you can unhook the clasp right there. I think you got it going here. I don't know, Kyle. I don't unhook clasps very often. You know that. What is this? Tell me about that.
I can't see it. I don't know.
Here. It's a dollar sign.
All right. Yeah, young money. You spin it, yeah.
Who made that? Have you just been carrying this thing around in your pocket till the next win?
No, Gavin, he's got all sorts of tricks up his sleeve. So
Gavin Micro gave you that?
Yeah, somebody did, but no, it's the and again, the promotion here is great too. So thanks to Perth Motorplex, thanks to FloRacing, and I'm not sure. They're probably racing right now. I think Owen was in the 4th race of the night, so hopefully he did good in his heat race.
You get to send $1,000 of High Limit Racing's Angel Donors money to any charity you wish to support with your 2nd straight victory at High Limit International here in 2025. With your win here tonight, where are you sending our Angel Donors $1,000?
I'll probably just stick with the Sherry Strong Foundation. I should have did my homework. I'd like to donate it to some foundation here in Australia. So maybe I'll do some research. I'll donate another 1,000 to something of good cause here. So it's a great thing, and good to donate to Sherry Strong.
And I know this win is an exciting moment, but we'd be remiss if we didn't mention something you posted earlier. Hearts going out to Denny Hamlin and his family. Just an awful tragedy. It's terrible news to hear about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Denny's a great friend of mine, and family is really important to him. And that was terrible news. So it's been a rough, troublesome year for him with a lot of stress and pressure, and to end the year like that is just terrible. But he's a strong human, and he's got great support behind him. So he'll be just fine, and we'll get battling on the racetrack again soon.
Well, in your words, you just struck gold for the 2nd year in a row at your favorite racetrack. Kyle, congrats. We'll see you in Oklahoma in a few hours.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Your winner for the 2nd year in a row, Kyle Larson. Back-to-back jacks at High Limit International, and we've got Dayne Kingshott's battered, bruised, and beat up number 2. Dayne, let's start at the front and move our way towards the back. First of all, that's some of the best, most aggressive, skillful driving I've seen in a real long time. What was it like from behind your steering wheel?
Yeah, that was a pretty wild race. A lot happening. I don't know what hit me here. It was like a torsion bar or something come out, and thought I was going to get hit in the head on the main straight here. And then Rico blew up in front of me, and we got into him, and we had a hell of a race car. I lost the lead to Buddy on that restart, and I felt like he actually jumped it a little bit. Like that's what they do, they play the game. So we lost the lead there, and then it was just so hard to get it back. But we paced them for the whole race and really had a crack there at the end, and just didn't quite get there.
You've got a solid-sized hole in the nose wing on this Cricky number 2. Let's move back a little bit more. You've got dents and damages. There's another hole in the belly of your top wing. And then have you seen that right rear tire? How aware of that damage were you during the stoppage? And be honest, were you concerned about it?
It definitely tightened the race car up. It felt like I knocked the ladder out of it. So I think it was just the Nerf bar rubbing on the right rear tire, and it's obviously killed our tire as well. But yeah, I knew it sort of was lucky the rubber started laying down in the middle there, so I could actually move off the fence and start rolling through that. It was pretty well perfect timing, but yeah, not ideal. She's a bit beat up, but it's still a bad, fast race car, and hopefully next year we can put this thing one step further.
Crunched headers, a crunched up Nerf bar, holes in the bodywork, a nearly half grooved right rear tire. I don't know if many other people could have driven this race car as well as you did to the finish you did. You've impressed so many Americans. I think you've impressed the sprint car racing world. It's been a true treat to watch you in this team race. I know I can say it honestly, I can't wait to watch you compete again. Thanks for coming to High Limit International.
Yeah, massive thanks to the Perth Motorplex, Maddington Toyota Series, all my guys, Cricky Motorsports, and obviously you guys, High Limit, for coming down and making this such an event. It's absolutely awesome to be a part of, and I would have really loved to park this thing in victory lane, but I think we got the pace. We'll come back next year and put it one step further.
Perth, how about it for your very own Dayne Kingshott? And we'll get a word in here with third place, Buddy Kofoid. 4 nights here at the Perth Motorplex, 4 consecutive trips to the podium, but I know this final night is not the way you wanted it to go. What could you have had go differently to have a different result?
On that one restart where Dayne almost slid me, I thought I maybe just didn't fire off good, and you figured when we had the next yellow I'd give it a try and go earlier, and but in my head I was kind of debating on running the bottom, but I've watched 100 races here and most everyone chooses the top, and but it just honestly probably my fault, and I just should have went with my gut and went to the bottom, and then they just put me in a bad spot trying to protect from him, and just got me out of shape. So I feel bad. I feel like I let my guys down. I feel like maybe we could have hung on to the lead when the rubber came, and could have been a different story, but we'll never know. But we'll try and come back next year. Just want to thank the Pigden race team and the whole family for bringing me as well as Dylan and Nate out and giving us everything we need to run good. And of course, Toyota and Mobile One flew 2 engines out for us, and they're running pretty good.
I just got to ask you, because Kyle Larson just told us that this track, Perth Motorplex, has pretty much taken the top spot on his list of favorite racetracks he's competed on. You've had a lot more success here this week than he has. I just got to know, where does this racetrack rank on your list of places you've competed on?
I feel like it absolutely has to be top 3 at the very least. It's a very enjoyable racetrack, and it's I feel like it's pretty rare that you see a not so great race put on here and the track's always really good, really racy. So bummer it took rubber, but it's 4+ days of racing and hot weather. Just want to say hats off to the Perth Motorplex track guys. They did an outstanding job, but I'll try and do a better job and try and get our car a little bit better where I can hang on and try and come back and win it next year.
It's been awesome hanging out with you. Thanks for coming to High Limit International.
Oh, thanks for having me.
That's Buddy Kofoid, 3 podium results in 4 nights of racing.